So, David, thanks for making the time to do this. Congratulations, by the way, on being one of our Trailblazer Honorees.
Thanks for your kind words. My mother was a concert pianist, and she was quite well known in my parents' generation in Korea. They came to this country, as did many of their contemporaries at that time in the early 60s. And when my mother became pregnant with me while she was still getting her master's degree, she just decided, while I was still in her tummy, she just decided, that's it, I'm gonna make this kid a concert violinist. And so she was incredibly driven, and the measures taken were, I would have to say, extreme. It was just constant from the breakfast table until the moment she kissed me goodnight. It was just all about music. There is collateral damage that happens and that I am discovering now later in life, and hopefully dealing with it in a decent way. There have been some moments in my life when I kind of stopped practicing and really had lost my focus. Primarily, that was when my mother died when I was 14. My dad and I have just moved to a new town in New York State, up in Buffalo. And, very lonely, depressing time. And for about 2 years, I really didn't do much violin playing, but, all that hard work from the age 3 until 14, it was there. I really had the facility, and it's just that all the motivation was gone. And maybe I needed that kind of respite after all those intense years. For the most part, yes. And that is because I was a child prodigy. Most of the time, wherever I was going to school, people knew. Now, if they didn't know, then yes, I was bullied in racial tones. When I was in high school, we moved to Buffalo, my father and I was bullied mercilessly there until I played with the local community orchestra, a concerto, and it was featured in the newspaper and everything, and I was never bullied again. The concertmaster has such an important role in helping to shape the music coming out. Even though I may not speak about it so much in rehearsal like the conductor, I'm showing and leading by example, maybe just trying to influence by the tilt of my head, by the expression on my face. The concertmaster many times is the face of the orchestra in the press. It's quite an undertaking and a lot of pressure. I feel the weight of the institution on my shoulders. I feel a lot of pressure. Being Korean American means, of course, striving for the most success and the good things, the American dream and all that. But in some ways, at least this is my struggle, also trying to be a bit of a chameleon. I just sometimes find myself transforming myself depending on where I am and who I'm with. It's not easy for me to be honest as a Korean American who's been successful. So I'm very much trying to not perform, to just say, hey, I'm David Kim, I'm a Korean American. I want to try to support young Korean American musicians and be honest and not in the next breath become Joe McElhaney, who's, a member of the country club. And, no, I want to try to be as honest as possible as a Korean American. Bourbon on the rocks. Beautiful kind of Sunday morning jazz. Roasted chestnuts in the late fall, winter, as Koreans call them, gunbam. When each of my daughters got into their colleges, they got noticed that they got accepted after so much hard work and anxiety, and they got the okay. Those were moments I'll never forget. Of course, I walked on stage with my fly down. Concertmaster walks on at the last second, alone to applause, but associate concertmaster comes out with the orchestra and warms up, and thankfully a gentleman came up to me from like the second row and whispered in my ear, and I looked down and he said, "You might want to go off stage and do a wardrobe repositioning." I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Oh," and I ran off stage. Full of silver linings. We just have to look for them. Many thanks to KoreanAmericanStory.org and for this beautiful Trailblazer Award made by Kim Won-suk. Thank you so much for the great honor.